Hi, Stacy here today to talk to you about the upcoming Vera Bradley sale. This year in 2017, the sale is from April 19th to the 23rd, so it's coming up in a few weeks. Excuse me. I've been to the sale quite often. I used to live in Fort Wayne. It's been a little while since I've went. We're moving back to the area next summer. And so either I will be going back again next year, if I can play my cards right, probably about a 10% chance I can get there. But I will definitely be back there in 2019, and I cannot wait to go back. So this video is going to be a little bit long. I'm going to talk to you today about some tips that I've learned from my experiences from both living in Fort Wayne and going to the sale so often. So if you want, pause the video, grab a cup of coffee, get a snack, sit down, make yourself comfy, because it's going to take a little bit, but I promise you it's worth it. And if you would prefer to read about all these points that I'm making and have a reference to them, you can also find them on my blog, excuse me, theamazingshopper.blogspot.com. I don't know what's up with I do know what's up with my throat. Allergy season starting up. And my kids just got over a cold, and my daughter just coughed in my eye the other night. Probably be getting it anyway, on top of allergies. Anyway, I feel like I'm doing a newscast here. Let's talk about these points and get to the meat of this video. Like I said, the dates are April 19th to the 23rd. That is a Wednesday through Sunday. The days of the week really never change, but the dates of the event do, and they do have the next couple years already settled. Next year, 2018, the sale is April 11th through the 15th, and then 2019, the dates are April 10th through the 14th. Okay. One of my first points is one of the first things you have to do is register, and register early. You can register at the sale, but why waste your precious shopping time by sitting in front of a computer and putting in your information? Well, you can do that ahead of time. Registration is free, and why they want you to register, this has been within the last, I say, 5 to 7 years, is to keep track of how much you've purchased. I just sold something on eBay. Sorry about that. I sell cake toppers on eBay. Anyway, they have a $3,500 limit on the entire sale per person, and that's to help curb reselling of the items. Not obviously totally get rid of it, but it does help. And children 14 and up have to register for the sale. Now, if you want to attend a session, the session days are Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. If the sooner you go, the earlier you go, the better chance you have at getting the hard to find items. Not necessarily at the greatest prices, but you are going to find the rare items, stuff that they've made limited production of, the stuff that they may be used for a photo shoot, and I've showed you in my flaw outlet video a piece that I found early on that was never in production, and it's $5 per session. You can go through Ticketmaster. I know they have fees, so it's not really truly $5 a session, but I don't know how you can get around that. So I know there's been some complaints about the Ticketmaster fees on top of the registration fee. The session itself is, I believe, 2 to 3 hours long. The first one starts at 7:30, and you line up. We usually like to get there about an hour and a half ahead of time, and you line up to get into your session. And once the time comes to get in your session, they let you in, and you can shop that entire time. Now, checking out early has its benefits because you don't have to get in line, but once you check out, you can't go back in. So shop all you want during that session, and then go to checkout. And we'll talk about checkout in a little bit. Coupons. Your birthday coupon, any store coupons that you have, coupons for outlet store purchases, and coupons for online are not valid at the outlet sale. They usually have, actually I don't think I've ever seen a year where they don't have it, but they usually have a coupon for the outlet sale around $10 to $15 off your purchases. Last year they put them in the Fort Wayne newspapers, the Journal-Gazette, the News Sentinel, and you could use those at the outlet sale. Also check Twitter for those through Vera Bradley and their Facebook page, and possibly the radio station that usually plays there during the outlet sale. So keep your eyes and ears open for coupons. There is actually an extra day at the outlet sale on Tuesdays before the sale even starts. That is for friends and family. Employees of Vera Bradley, friends of theirs, family of theirs. If you can find tickets to that, I would highly encourage going. I've been once or twice. I was able to get a ticket through the Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce through the business I worked at the time. But it's going to be a great time to really do some relaxed shopping. The atmosphere is totally different. They're not strangers. You know, a lot of people know each other there. It's not just all grab. It really is more browsing. You can obviously take your time and grab what you want. But still, if you find hard to find items, grab them up anyway, because they could be snatched up pretty quickly. Book your hotel early. The best hotel in Fort Wayne by far for the outlet sale is the Holiday Inn, which is right across from the Coliseum where the sale is held. That one books up fast. It's already booked up for 2017. So you want to check with them and see how early you can book for 2018. Not only is it the closest hotel to the Coliseum, but it's the only one that has a shuttle that will take you to the Coliseum and back and help you avoid that parking fee, which we'll talk about in a little bit. There are other hotels. There are a lot of hotels in Fort Wayne. Fort Wayne is a fairly easy city to navigate. You're going to be anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes away from the Coliseum if you book along I-69 or downtown. So really, you can't go wrong wherever you stay in Fort Wayne. You're not going to be that far from the Coliseum. Okay, back to parking. Parking is $5 every time you park. There's not like a parking pass you can buy. So every time you go into the sale and park, it's $5. Now, buses and RVs are $15. And there is a small preferred lot towards the front for $8 that you can also park at. Parking's not that hard there, really. It's just a huge parking lot. You may have to walk some, but of course if you're carrying heavy bags from the sale, it's a little cumbersome, but seriously, it's parking is not that hard there. Dress accordingly. Indiana weather is notorious for changing constantly. Really pay attention to the weather reports. In the spring, it can be rainy there. You could have perfect days. You could even have hot days or cold days. Obviously pack your umbrella. Just pay attention to the weather because, like I said, Indiana weather changes all the time. I like to wear lightweight, loose clothing to the sale, nothing restrictive. Definitely tennis shoes, something comfortable to wear. You are on a concrete floor and you're walking and you're standing, so it's a lot of toll on your feet. I would wear like a t-shirt, maybe a sweatshirt jacket with it and tie it around my waist, but that's just my preference. Line waiting to get into the sale, it's going to happen. Even with the sessions, it's going to happen. plan accordingly. You can bring snacks and drinks. Once the Coliseum is open, they do have a cart that goes around and will provide snacks, obviously at a fee. There are bathrooms inside, and the last time I was there, they had porta potties outside too that you could use if you were waiting outside. You could possibly be waiting outside during the day to get in. All depends on the fire marshal. They do wrap around the Coliseum to try to accommodate as many people inside as they can, and it'll be marked off. And then, but if you're outside waiting to get in, obviously try to bring maybe some chairs, blankets, whatever you can use, and then have somebody take them back to the car closer to when your time or the sale opens. And don't lose your place in line, obviously. Do your homework. Find out what's retired, what's recently retired, because that's what's going to be most available at the sale. Don't go in there expecting to find the latest and greatest there. Unless it's a flaw or a second, you're probably not going to find it. Right now, I'm just thinking like the new Havana Cuban stamps line. You're probably not going to find that there. If you do, it's going to be early on, and it's probably going to have a flaw, or it could be a hard to find item that they've used in a photo shoot. Don't get your hopes up on that. But the recently retired stuff, like maybe Scotty Dogs, or what else has recently retired? Java Floral, Blush Pink, Northern Lights, stuff like that. You should find quite a bit of. But don't go there expecting to come out there with all the latest and greatest stuff. And if you are shopping for others, and we'll get to this point, don't promise them that either. Where was I? Oh, prices generally are 40 to 60% off. They used to be a lot better in the past. That is kind of a bummer, but they've gotten a little higher. You still can find great deals. It's going to happen. While you're waiting in line, I would definitely talk to people, especially if this isn't the very first session. Get a feel for what's inside. There used to be pricing sheets. Now the sheets, I think, just show the layout. And they don't give you prices. But do your homework on that. Get a feel for what's where, what they have before you go in. Check Vera Bradley's Twitter page. Check their hashtags. Not necessarily always the Vera Bradley account, but there's always going to be people posting what they got, where they're at. I'm waiting in line at 1:45 a.m. Yes, that happens. But check those hashtags on Facebook and Twitter. Check Instagram. Just keep on top of that. They often announce if there's no line waiting, or if there is a line wait, or they'll apologize if the fire marshal says that right now nobody can get in, so they'll start a line. That happens almost every year. Charge your phone. The Coliseum is a huge convention center. Well, huge to Fort Wayne. It's if you're coming from a huge city like New York or wherever, Denver, wherever, it's going to be that big. But to us Hoosiers, it's a bigger convention. It will zap your phone. Your battery will not last very long. Vera now does have the Keep Charge line. I don't personally have it, but it's very limited. It's kind of expensive, but it does help keep your cell phone charged. Of all the bags that are currently in that, I recommend the triple zip hipster because it's crossbody and it's easy to shop with. I personally like the mini hipster, but that's just me. They don't have that in the Keep Charge line, but that will help keep your battery charged on your phone. So keep in mind of that. What not to bring inside the sale. You can't take your own carts. You can't take strollers if they don't have kids in them. Don't put fake babies in the strollers and try to get in, because I have seen that happen. People in front of me, just a few people in front of me, tried to get a stroller in with a baby doll, and it didn't work. They caught it, and they were kicked out of the sale. They don't provide carts inside, but you do get bags, plastic bags, and we'll talk a little bit more about that later. Don't bring your own carts in. You might be able to bring your own large bags in, but I doubt it. So I wouldn't count on that. Definitely no carts. If you do lose something, you can go to the center stage inside the sale. There's a customer service desk, and they'll help find things. If you've lost people, go up there. They'll announce it over the intercom that so-and-so's waiting for you at center stage. They're pretty easy going about that. Fighting. There are legendary stories out there. Everybody's got them who's been to the sale, especially people that have been to the sale when it was in the chaotic years of growing bigger and there were no limits. I personally have been punched at the sale. I have no idea why. There was a huge table of Pink Elephant's large backpacks, and if you know Pink Elephants, the pattern placement really doesn't matter on it. But I grabbed one. They were $20. Fantastic price. I grabbed one, and this lady tried to just grab it out of my hands, and I grabbed it back first thing in the Sunday morning, even of all mornings, and she punched me in the shoulder to get the bag. I'm like, lady, there's a ton of them right there. Just go get your own. And then she left me alone. My sisters, that was hilarious. But try to be civil to each other. There was one time that they had rugs, a limited supply of rugs. Vera Bradley rugs are fantastic. If you ever get the opportunity to own one, highly recommend it. And they were passing them out, trying to be as civil as possible. These people were just, jumping in there and fighting. This one lady next to me and her husband managed to each get one. People were throwing insults at them, telling them how greedy they were. And to their credit, they didn't listen to them at all. They calmly chose which one they wanted. It was either a Java Blue 3x5 or a Cafe Latte 5x7. And I was just saying, I was being nice. I'm like, obviously they're gonna decide which one they want. So I was like, hey, Java Blue's my favorite. I think it could possibly go with more. And she did end up agreeing with me, and her husband handed me the Cafe Latte one. So I got a Cafe Latte 5x7 area rug for $20. Just by being nice. Being at the right place at the right time and being nice. Just be nice to people. Let's see here. Okay, back to the bags. Once you go through the carousel to get in, there will be a table, long tables on each side, and people handing you pink bags. You can use as many pink bags as you want to put your stuff in. They're slick. They're plastic. So be careful of that. If you have arthritis, you've got to be careful using these bags. If you're buying a lot, in the past I have taken 2 pink bags full of stuff, took a third, tied them, threw them over my shoulder to carry that way. A friend of mine through one of the Vera Bradley Facebook groups suggested, because she does have arthritis issues, suggesting getting a bigger bag, or if they have the rolling luggage there, put your stuff in that. You can use that through the sale if it is there for sale. But she's used the Miller bag. I'm trying to think of any get carried away totes. Again, the rolling luggage. And if you don't want the actual bag, when you're done, when you go to the checkout, you can put it in the bin there. And no big deal. You don't have to buy it. But I definitely would keep that in mind. Now, once you get through the checkout line, you will get another bag, a white bag, to put the cashier will help you, and the bagger will help you put your stuff in new bags. So those pink bags you're not going to take home with you. Signage. The tables are in long rows, and they have them marked off usually with colored balloons of where everything is. And then each table has a sign that says what it is and what the price is. Now, as the sale goes on, if they choose to mark down that item, not everything gets marked down as the sale goes on, but it does happen. They usually write it with marker. Now, at top of it, it'll say $29.99, and on the actual sign, hipsters now $19.99. For example. So that's pretty easy to follow. As far as markdowns go, nothing's going to be marked down during the sessions. Probably not Friday, that first day that there's no sessions. You're going to see more markdowns on Saturday and then Sunday. It's a common misconception that as a sale ends on Sunday, they're going to mark down even further. They usually actually don't do that, and they will announce that too, that there will be no further markdowns for today. Some people, and I'm not going to say who, may have stuck around to see if that was really going to happen, and it always is really going to happen, that there's no further markdowns, like they say. Okay, the fire marshal is really strict, and rightfully so, because there is so many people that go to the sale. It's huge. But they have yellow lines on the floors designating where you can sit or stand to sort through your stuff. I like to get close to the bins because they're the discard bins where people put in stuff that they don't want, because you can find really good stuff. If you're going in a group, if you can have somebody save you a spot there in the designated areas, more than likely you can't sit on the floor, and you'll get warned, with people going around, hey, you can't sit there, you gotta stand up because of the fire code. But you'll want to sort through your stuff in the designated areas. Once you're in the sale, I like to take a lap around and take a look at what everything is. If I find something that's really, really good priced and there's not a lot of it, I may grab it at that time. If I find hard to find items, I'll grab it at the time. Always check the carts at the end of each aisle. Now, you can't use those carts to shop in. They're shopping carts. If you're caught using one of those shopping carts, they're going to just take it away from you. Everything that you want, they're going to take with it. Don't use those carts. But you can go through them and see if there's anything that you want. Now, at the end of each session, and actually during the sale, employees will take the stuff out of the carts and put it back on the tables. Same with the bins. There'll be large bins all around the sale, and you can discard stuff in there that you don't want. Check those too for really good items. Finally, there are one more set of bins. Sometimes through the checkout, you'll see people have discarded things here and there, but once you get to checkout, there's another bin there that you can put stuff in, and you can check those bins as well for hard to find items. Let's see here. Shopping for others. I'm not a huge fan of this personally, but I've seen a lot of women do it. Kudos to you that do that if you're coming in from a farther away place. Don't make promises. Again, it's not going to be the brand new stuff. Tell people not to be picky. Have a list down of what they want, but don't ruin your shopping experience by looking for that one item for that one person. Don't make guarantees. Also, this was your time and effort. You booked the hotel. You paid for it. You could be possibly shipping it to home. Add to your price to make it worth your time. I'm not saying price gouge, but I am saying this is a lot of effort, and people that have never been to the sale don't realize that. So definitely keep in mind of the pricing that you give to people that you shop for. Inside the sale, there are additional concessions. There are restrooms that you can go to. There is a medical room there. If you're a nursing mom, you can breastfeed in the medical room. Just need to get in contact with somebody there that works at the Coliseum. They're pretty easy to work with. I've been in that situation before. There are several different types of employees. There are the ushers, usually gentlemen that wear red jackets. They work for the Coliseum. They're not going to be too knowledgeable about the sale, but they're going to help you around. If you need that medical staff, they can help you with that. If you need to get around somewhere, even outside of Fort Wayne, if you need any recommendations or directions, they can help you. The Vera Bradley Outlet Sale employees. They're temporary workers, and they'll have a Vera Bradley apron on. The temporary workers are usually the stock people, putting out stuff, getting stuff out from the back. And then you've also got the actual Vera Bradley employees that usually have a different colored apron on. Now, what pattern those aprons are vary by year, so I can't tell you, hey, this one wears this. But those people tend to be the cashiers, the people working at the center stage, the baggers, and pretty quickly you'll be able to distinguish who's who there. Let's see here. The outlet sale is mostly for seconds. There's also overstocks there, and I've done a video on this that you can check out of flaws to look for in purses. It's up to you to decide whether or not that flaw is a big deal or not, if it's worth the price. That is up to you. But keep that in mind. Also, now that they have outlet stores, you need to make sure what you're getting is whether it's store or factory exclusive. The factory exclusive items tend to have the nylon lining instead of the patterns, and maybe less trim on them as well. So keep that in mind. I say don't be picky on pattern placement unless there's a ton of it and you want to go through and find what you need. Obviously, you can carry stuff around up until the checkout. Decide if you really want it. Kind of carry it around and see how you feel about it. There are 2 rooms at the sale. One is the sale itself where all the purses are, and then you go into another room where the checkout is, and there's a line that snakes through like a amusement park ride to get the cashiers. And I'm sorry if you hear the noise, it's my children playing upstairs with the sitter. I don't know what they're doing. They have a lot of energy today. Anyway, there's a ton of cashiers. I'm going to say 30 to 40. There's a few on the side that do cash only. But they're very organized, and they're going to help you get to a cashier there to check out. It's not their first rodeo. It's not a free-for-all. Have your license or a picture ID ready with your registration. You need both to check out. They don't accept checks. You can use Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discover. You also cannot use gift cards. Don't bring a gift card thinking you're going to use it at the outlet sale. It's not going to happen. You can also ship items from home. Once you check out and as you head towards the exit, the post office has a handy table there, and they will help you ship items home, charge you right there. They'll have packing material, packing supplies. I've done it. That cafe latte rug that I had was already nicely wrapped in plastic when I got it from Vera, and they just slapped the label on it and shipped it to my home. And, excuse me, I lived in California at the time, and so they shipped it all the way to California for me. It was actually a fairly reasonable cost at that time. It's been a while. But they will help you with that. There is also a bus, a shuttle bus, or could be a few buses, that from Vera Bradley that will take you to their signature store at Jefferson Point. It's about a 20-minute drive or ride there. Highly recommend going on the bus. It's fantastic. On your way there, they show you a video about Vera Bradley, talk about upcoming patterns, answer your questions. They usually give you a freebie. Of some little promotional item that they have. I've gotten nail files, water bottles, a little cosmetic bag. So that's great. They'll take you to Jefferson Point. There at Jefferson Point, there is shopping. Obviously, you can go to the Vera Bradley store, and they usually have a freebie there or some kind of promotion going on with the outlet sale. There are no outlet stores around Fort Wayne, but there is the one signature store there at Jefferson Point. They have a lot of places to eat there. So if you time it right, do your shopping, get on the bus, go to Jefferson Point, get your freebies, all that fun stuff. Eat there, shop obviously. If you haven't had your fill yet, and then take the bus back. And that way you save on parking. that'll save you at least $5 in parking, and it's easy. You don't have to navigate through Fort Wayne to get to Jefferson Point. Jefferson Point is an outdoor shopping area. They have Von Maur, Old Navy, Bed Bath & Beyond, restaurants like Panera. They do have the Brands there, which is the local chocolatier. It has several shops around Fort Wayne. That's fantastic. Highly recommend them for desserts. And then, like I said, shop and eat, whatever you want to do. Come back to the outlet sale, do your shopping, and then head out. I've done that in the past. It's a fantastic idea to do. There's lots of restaurants around Fort Wayne to eat. One in particular that I highly, highly recommend is a local chain, is Casa. There is one right across the street on Parnell Avenue from the Coliseum. Fantastic Italian food, great desserts. Their house salad is famous. It's fantastic. Their red sauce is great. There's lots to do in Fort Wayne other than the outlet sale. You can catch a Tin Caps game, baseball game, fantastic new stadium, one that, if not the best, single A stadium in the country. Actually pretty cheap, very reasonable. There's Comet Hockey that sometimes plays during the outlet sale. It's kind of crazy with parking there. But catch a hockey game, you can go to the Science Museum. There's a mall, indoor shopping mall, Glenbrook Square, like 7 minutes from the Coliseum, if that. Tons of places to eat. If you haven't got your fill of the Vera Bradley shopping experience, you can always check out thrift stores, see what garage sales are going on that weekend, because Fort Wayne garage sales tend to have Vera Bradley. The thrift shops there, they know that they're going to price their Vera high. They know the market's there. They know that a lot of people want to resell the items that they have. So it's hit or miss. If you're wanting vintage, go for it. But if you're not looking to pay a high price, probably not worth your time. Speaking of vintage, and this is my last point, Fort Wayne is the headquarters of Vera Bradley. It's home. You're going to see lots of Vera Bradley around. And by the way, at the sale, take a Vera Bradley purse with you. Don't take another brand. It's a celebration of all things Vera Bradley. Why people take other purses, I don't get it. Other brands. Anyway, spot around Fort Wayne. You're going to see a lot of vintage pieces. It's kind of like bird spotting, really. In all the years that I lived there, I still enjoyed seeing all the different vintage pieces and the different levels of condition that they were in. Some were scary. Some were like, oh, you need to bury that bad boy. And some were like, how do you keep that so clean? That's 20 years old. Must not have kids, or kids are grown. Who knows? Anyway, highly recommend checking other people's bags out. So I hope this has been very helpful. Hopefully I held your attention most of the time. There is so much to do there. I highly recommend going and enjoying yourself. Make it a girls' weekend. It happens only once a year, and it's only going to be in Fort Wayne. Don't hold your breath that it's going to be in any other location. Cost-wise, it's really not effective for Vera Bradley to hold it anywhere else. Unless they're clearing out a warehouse, which they've done in the past. But go, have fun, and I cannot wait to go there. I still remember the smell of the nut vendor there. The excitement of finding different pieces. Obviously, I still have a lot of what I've bought there at great prices. So if you have any questions, let me know. If you have any additional tips, I would love to also hear about your outlet sale experience. If you get to go every year, or if this is your first year going, leave them in the comments below. I do respond. Love hearing about the different stories. And if you want, check out my other videos about Vera Bradley and see more of my massive collection. Please subscribe to my channel, and I appreciate your time. Thank you.